Hello guys and girls, my name is Levitee. Welcome back to a brand new draft recap. We've joined a new league, as you can see by the title, called the TBF, the Temporal Terminus Battle Factory. That's the right one. So this is a really fun league. If you guys watched the live draft, we did it on the TBF's YouTube channel. And because I said YouTube channel, this is a YouTube only league, so that's really cool. This will basically be like my first real YouTuber league, because the only other one I did was UPA, and I don't really consider that one of the leagues I really did. It didn't even finish. So yeah, we're here for the TBF. If you want to subscribe to everyone, their links will be down in the TBF's YouTube channel if you want to go and subscribe to that. That link is also in the description below. So yeah, we're here to do a draft recap. If you guys saw the live draft and you saw the team that I got, so I'm going to be going in depth of the team I have. And the cool thing about this league is the only person that you guys know that's in this is Jingus, aka the Raging Agron. So that's cool. We will be battling him, but we'll be able to battle a whole bunch of new people, which is really exciting, and I really like it. So let's dive what you really care about into the draft. So I had a good pick first round. I was the 4th pick overall, so I knew I wanted to go for something, one of the top tier threats in league formats like Celesteela, Tapu Koko, but Celesteela went first round. It was on my radar, but I didn't 100% want it. So I didn't really care that that went away. But what I did grab round 1 was Tapu Koko. By the way, I will be making a new intro for the Weaviles. Just didn't have time to get it done today, so we're just going to be using the old one still. So I grabbed Tapu Koko first round, and I made it my Super Z user. I just put the Electrium Z there just to show that it is my Z user. It's not like I'm confined to just Z Electrium. So Tapu Koko, there's really not much to say on this thing. This thing is a monster. It's so good in league format. Fast electric types are incredibly useful, and Tapu Koko is one of the best ones you can pick up. I nicknamed mine Zulu. I don't know, it's just a famous African tribe, and he looks like he would belong in an African tribe. Yeah, there's really not much to say on Tapu Koko. It nukes with choice specs, and it's super good with Electrium Z as well. And the Electric Surge just helps it so much. It sucks that its special attack is only base 95, but with the Electric Surge, it helps it so much. It actually hits really hard with that. Very fast, and it gives me a defogger right off the bat as well, which is cool. And it gives me a really good speed tier as well. So going into round number 2, this was snake format, so it looped around, but I got Hawlucha. You already know, if you're going to grab Tapu Koko, you might as well go with Hawlucha. Yes, Lucha Koko Core is really boring, but I just wanted to try it out, alright? Don't bash me for it. So, we have Matador, the Hawlucha here. You know what Hawlucha does. It's extremely good now with the ability to abuse the seeds, and of course I'll be abusing Electric Seed on mine, because we have Koko, of course. Hawlucha is very good. Gives me a setup sweeper and a good fighting type and a flying type as well. And overall, I really like the synergy they have together. Hawlucha, of course, deals with the ground types that Koko doesn't like. But Koko doesn't deal with fairies that Hawlucha doesn't like. I think the only thing they cover each other's weaknesses is just ground. I'm trying to think. Ice, no. Rock, no. I actually don't remember if Hawlucha is even weak to ice, but it is what it is. So, Hawlucha only is base 90 to attack, but with the ability to Sword Dance up, this thing is so strong. It's so incredibly powerful. High jump kick. I'm sorry, I'm burping a bit there. High jump kick really is useful as well. It gives me another defogger right off the battle, so I'm not going to be using defog much on both of these mons. But yeah, I'm overall just really excited to use Koko Lucha Core. I feel like it can be really strong. I mean, I don't feel like it is. It is a very strong core. It's been used phenomenally very well. And Hawlucha is super duper fast with after the Unburden boost. It's base 118 normally, which is pretty good as well. And then the Unburden boost just triples that, which is super nice. So yeah, there's really not much to say on Hawlucha. Grab that round 2, and now let's move on to round number 3. Round number 3, I picked up my Mega Pinsir. So, shout out to my boy Nathan, by the way, using Mega Pinsir ABL Season 1. So, Mega Pinsir is a really interesting Mega. I don't see it drafted too much, but every time I see it drafted, it is on the kill leader every single time. It was only drafted twice in every leagues I've been in. So, I'm really curious to see how this thing is going to do for me. The reason just many people don't draft it is because it requires a lot of support. Being times 4 weak to rocks is just not good for really any mon. But I do feel like I built a really good team to support Mega Pinsir. So, talking about its stats here, it's phenomenal attack with 155 with the ability to Sword Dance up. And Aerial is incredibly useful on this. It really sucks that it got nerfed this gen, But I feel like if any Pokemon was affected the least from the nerf, there was probably Mega Pinsir, because oh god, I forgot to go and do that serve on Discord. Let me do that real quick. I am sorry about that. But back to Mega Pinsir. Like I said, it was probably nerfed or affected the least from the nerf because it still hits extremely hard. Base 105 speed is really nice as well, but the ability to have stab quick attack is extremely nice, and I really like that this thing gets Earthquake and Close Combat. You deal with steel types that you don't like. Earthquake, of course, hits regular steel types, and Close Combat hits like things like Ferrothorn. Things that aren't weak to Earthquake, of course, but then you have like stuff like Celestial and Skarmory where I really can't do anything to that. I mean, I get like Rock Slide. I guess that would be my best bet. This thing gets Stealth Rocks, which is cool. So that gives me a Rock Slide as well, but except I probably won't be using it. And then Bug Stab is really nice with this thing on like X Scissor and whatnot. And Return of Frustration just hit extremely hard on this because it's Aerial 8 boosted. And the just 155 attack is monstrous. This is the first time I'm really ever using Mega Pinsir. I've used it in OU a bit, but not too often. And I'm actually pretty shocked that it has 120 defense, which is pretty good. So yeah, there's Mega Pinsir. So the only thing I don't like about my team right now is pretty rock weak Hawlucha and Mega Pinsir, of course, especially being ×4 weak to it. But I do grab a spinner later on. So let's go into my next pick, round number 4. Started to grab Starmie. We got my first hazard removal. So I really like Starmie on this team. Oh, by the way, back to Mega Pinsir. We need mine Brute, because whenever I think of Mega Pinsir, I just think of Brute Strength. But back to Starmie. Nickname mine Asterius. Starmie is a really cool Pokemon. I've actually never used this thing at all, like not even on the ladder. So it'll be a pretty fun using this thing, I feel like. I mean, I feel like it's easy to use. You just click like Recover, Rapid Spin, Scald, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Psychic, Thunderbolt, blah 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 blah. But this thing is cool. It gives me a spinner, which I kind of needed right now. Starmie, it's not the best spinner, I don't feel like. Well, I don't really know because I never use this thing. But I feel like it's not that bad of a spinner because what is this thing always going to run? Just like Hydro Pump, / Scald, maybe Ice Beam and Psychic. And then I guess your last move can like be Thunderbolt, Recover, or Rapid Spin, I guess. So I guess it's an okay Rapid Spinner. Analytic makes this thing hit extremely hard though. So that's good. Natural Clear is also pretty cool, but Analytic will probably be used the most, but Natural Cure is cool if I want to run like defensive Starmie with like Recover and whatnot. Starmie gives me another really fast Pokemon as well. My team is extremely fast right now, but I really like that because whenever I draft Pokemon, I really struggle with speed tiers, but this team, it's incredibly fast. It's really fast. And we also have Hawlucha on Burden Hawlucha as well, so you gotta keep that in mind. Back to Starmie though. Really good specs user as well. It's going to hit really hard because it already has nice speed as is, so I'm going to run for like specs. And depending on my opponent's speed tiers, maybe run like specs modest and hit extremely hard. So, moving on to my next pick. We pick Lycanroc Dusk as my offensive Z user. Now, this pick might seem a bit random, but the only reason I picked this thing is because I really wanted to use Lycanroc Dusk in a league. This thing just looks so fun and so good to use. That offensively, rock types are just extremely good, especially if it's a Z holder like this one. Like, the only really good offensive rock types I can think of off the top of my head are this thing, Terrakion, and Nihilego, I guess? Maybe? I don't really know. But Lycanroc Dusk is definitely up there of the top 5 rock types to grab in League format. It's just a really cool, really good tier 3 pickup. And I felt like Lycanroc Dusk did some good work on here. I was pretty weak to fire before Starmie, but Starmie doesn't want to take certain fire attacks from certain Pokemon. Like, I don't know how well it takes Life Orb Flare Blitz. 85 defense, 60 HP. I don't know about that. But Lycanroc can take that a bit better, I think. Well, actually, I don't know. Base 65 defense. But it is, actually, I'm not even I'm gonna stop talking because it probably sounds stupid. But Lycanroc Dusk does scare out a lot of things with the Accelerock. This thing just hits overall extremely hard. It's another setup sweeper like Hawlucha and Mega Pinsir. Overall, I just felt like a rock type, offensive rock type, would just help my squad out a lot right now. Like I said, I really just wanted to use this thing in a league, and I felt like I wanted to pick it up in this league. Name mine Kirishima, by the way. So, next pick. This one's kind of wild because I was really shocked this one this far in the draft. So I grabbed Arcanine here. Now originally I wanted Hydreigon, or was it Silvally? I don't remember if I got sniped Silvally or Hydreigon this round, because I know I wanted one of those Pokemon. But I grabbed big ol' Arcanine here. So when I was looking at it, because I got sniped, I needed a new pick, I was like, hold up, Arcanine is still on the board. And I was kind of having trouble deciding what my tier 3 should pick, and I was like, you know what? On my draft plan, I didn't really have any good fire types I liked. I originally had Salazzle, but I dropped that out a bit later on. But I decided to grab Arcanine. Arcanine is a phenomenal Pokemon in League format. Defensive. It gives me my first really defensive Pokemon. Yeah, it's another rock weakness, but I do grab a lot more hazard removal later on. And someone actually pointed this out in the draft, that I grabbed a lot of hazard setters, basically forcing my opponent to bring hazard removal versus me. And if they don't have rapid spin options, they're going to be able to defog versus me, which I think is really cool. I didn't even think about that when I grabbed all my quote-unquote hazard setters, even though I wasn't grabbing them to stack hazards. But back to Arcanine. Arcanine is really cool. It gets a lot of cool stuff like Extreme Speed and Wild Charge. Wild Charge allows you to hit the water types, and Extreme Speed is just really nice because it's priority. Priority is super nice, and Extreme Speed best priority. But Arcanine it's such a versatile Pokemon. It can be ran defensively or offensively. It's so good in both ways. 110 attack is very good, and its defenses are pretty good with 90 HP, 80 defense, and it's 80 speed death. And this thing gets some cool options like Will-O-Wisp, of course, and Snarl. Yeah, Snarl's the thing I'm thinking of. So I can lower my opponent's special defense and then burn them, and then just be fat, and then I can Morning Sun up, heal up. So yeah, Arcanine, very good Pokemon. Nickname I'm Bengal. And overall, I just think Intimidate is super nice in League. I try to grab at least one Intimidate user. And Flash Fire is, of course, really nice for Mega Pinsir. Pairs up with that nicely. And I cover up my fire weakness for Mega Pinsir really easily, because Starmie, Lycanroc Dusk, and Arcanine all can take certain fire attacks from some Pokemon. So, moving into round number 7, I decided to grab a Klefki. Now, some people might not agree with this pick, but I really like Klefki. I do. It gives me, like, a real hazard stacker with the spikes and toxic spikes. I feel like that will be really, actually not toxic spikes, I lie. Oh, for some reason, I always think this thing gets T-spikes, but it gives me spikes options, which is equally nice. Because what I can do here is that if I can get my rocks up and my spikes, my opponent has no way to hazard removal, I can just set up with one of my setup sweepers like Duskenock, Lucha, or Mega Pinsir, and just clean late game with one of those. So I feel like that feature is really nice. This gives me another defogger. Now, one of the struggles I was having when I was deciding my picks is grabbing defoggers that weren't flying types, because my team was like centered around Koko, Pinsir, Hawlucha, and those are 2 flying types right off the bat. So I didn't want to grab a third one, especially with Koko on the team. I didn't want my opponent spamming electric types versus me. So Klefki, I really liked it for that. It's a defogger that is not going to be taking rocks damage like it's going to be taking them, but not 25% like a flying type would. And Klefki also forces... Klefki alone can kind of force my opponents to bring defog because the hazard stacking options it can do. And Klefki gets some really nice options with like Magnet Rise. I think it gets like Magic Coat. Yeah, so that's cool stuff. But Magic Coat, you know, it's alright. It's really weak offensively, but it does get like Foul Play, which is very useful on it. But yeah, there's really Klefki on it. Some people sleep on Klefki a bit, but I personally really like it. I nickname mine DJ Khaled, you know, I got the keys. Alright, I'm gonna stop. So moving into round number 8, we grab Swamp Thing, the Seismitoad. I was really struggling to decide what my ground type should be, and because I kind of needed one in tier 4, and I was looking at it, and I saw Seismitoad in tier 4, and I thought, oh my, that is way too good to pass up. Seismitoad in tier 4 is a steal in my opinion. This Pokemon is a tier 3 Pokemon. In my opinion, Seismitoad is just so bulky, 105 HP, gives me another rock setter, and the Water Absorb is really nice for Arcanine. Poison Touch as well could be really nice. Unfortunately, no teams drafted Rain, so I can't really abuse Swift Swim too well, unless I want to bring Rain myself. Actually, I don't think any weather was drafted in this. I mean, yeah, Ninetales was, but I don't really consider that weather because it's just there for Hail. Like, you don't build a team around Hail usually, but like with Sun and Rain, usually do that. So Seismitoad, It's really good. Like I said, it gives me another stealth rocker, and this thing has nice options with like ice beam and sludge bomb. Hit them grass types that you don't like, but I really like Seismitoad. I really wanted to test it out in a league. I've seen it used fairly well. There's not much to really say on it. Like I said, it's really just a ground type, because I really needed a ground type because I didn't want to have Tapu Koko on my team and have no ground type, because my opponents would see that and just bring an electric type and start spamming Volt Switch versus me, which would be really bad. I didn't really want to do that. Alright, so moving on to my next pick, we grabbed Gourgeist in round number 9, nicknamed him Casper. Shout out to my man Genghis. It's one of his favorite Pokemons, or Gourgeist. I'll be sure to use Gourgeist well. But Gourgeist is a really cool mod. I actually really like Gourgeist. I traded it, I made a free agent for it in the DBA, and the few weeks that I did get to use it's really cool. It's one of the few bulky grass types that does its job really well. And Frisk is such a useful ability on it because you get to find out the opponent's item really early on. So it's really useful in that regard. I'm not sure if it frisks like Megastones or Z crystals. I think it does. So like what I was gonna say, if I can frisk, find out if my opponent is Z, that could be really nice. I can potentially play around that and save a potential Pokemon for the win. But it gets cool things like Destiny Bond, Leech Seed, Synthesis, just annoying grass type shenanigans, and the Ghost type helps it a lot getting that Will-O-Wisp. And it's just really bulky. Of course, I'm gonna be using Gourgeist Super all the time because like it's got the best HP out of them all. So there's really no point to use the other ones. So yeah. Moving on to my next pick, round number 10. We got Bessie the Miltank here. So, originally I wanted Licky Licky, but I was looking at it. I was like, my team is kind of ice/freeze-dry weak. Like, the only things I really have for that are Klefki and Arcanine. But I wanted one more thing. So I decided to grab Miltank. Miltank is extremely useful with the Thick Fat. Gives me yet another hazard setter with the stealth rocks on that. And Miltank is just overall so bulky, and it's got a really nice speed tier with base 100. It's going to be outspeeding a lot of other walls. And then Miltank also has cool options like Sap Sipper. Like if I want to beat down a Superior, got some Sap Sipper options. And Scrappy, of course, is super nice. If I want to run like offensive Miltank and not have to worry about ghost types, run Scrappy and just, you know, hit him with a hard return or body slam, you know. And we just know this thing as being one of those sponge Pokemon. Milk Drank, really useful move in that. Gives it reliable recovery. Thunder Wave is useful as well. Get some speed control on that. And like I said, Stealth Rocks, super nice in it. Not much to say on Miltank, really. Moving into my next pick, we grabbed Druddigon in round number 11. So don't make fun of my slide here. I messed up. I forgot to save the original Druddigon slide, so I just took my round 12 slide and I just erased everything and put Druddigon in there. So let's just ignore that for now. Oh, by the way, I also messed up twice here because as you can see on the left, there's only 11 picks. Oh god, I just messed it up. Sorry about that. But there's only 11 picks on the side here. And I forgot to add 12, so I just added the other 12 spot under my face cam. But let's talk about Druddigon. Named him Legos. Druddigon, I really wanted a bulky dragon type, I felt like. It's kind of risky for me as well because I waited really long to grab this thing. And if it got sniped, I probably wouldn't have had a dragon type, which I think everyone should at least grab one dragon. Even two. You know, some dragons do a lot of different things. But Druddigon gives me yet another stealth rocker. It's just really bulky, rough skin, rough skin rock helmet, super useful. Sheer Force is also cool, and Mold Breaker is also cool. I got one of the best Victini counters in the game, and I know someone did draft Victini. Looking at you, Genghis. Because like I even eat, if I'm a Assault Vest, I eat Specs Dazzling Gleam. Like, I calced it, I eat it. So, that's really nice. But the thing that sucks about Druddigon is I can't heal up. And I have no wish support on this team, I don't think. Does Miltank get wish? Nope, no wish. So, I don't think I have any wish options, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's whatever. Glare is also super nice on this thing. Get to paralyze something. And it gets some cool things like Home Claws and Sucker Punch as well, which is cool. So, yeah. So, moving into my last pick of the draft, we decided to grab Skuntank. Now, I decided to grab, I needed a tier 5, obviously, and I needed a ground, or dark type, because I just wanted, like, a dark type switch in, because I didn't really have one, as is. Hawlucha, it's not the best. I wanted something bulky. So I grabbed Skuntank. Skuntank is really cool. I'm actually really looking forward to using this thing. I feel like it'll be pretty useful as well. Gives me another defogger. Like I said, I was looking for defoggers that didn't take 25% from rocks. So Skuntank was a plus in that regard as well. But Skuntank has some really cool options. It gets Flamethrower, Wild, it gets Explosion. Skuntank can do so many cool things. I'm actually really looking forward to using this thing. And it's a Pursuit Trapper and a Sucker Puncher as well. The thing that sucks though is it doesn't get knockoff, but it does get Crunch and Night Slash. So for some decent dark stab there. Mementos as well is also pretty cool. What else does it get? Taunt. Toxic, of course. And the cool thing about it is its special attack isn't too bad, so I can abuse it a bit. It's like Sludge Bomb and Flamethrower. Those are really cool options that it gets. What are the cool special moves this thing gets? Dark Pulse for stab. I think that's really it. Mud Slap. Want to be that guy. Yeah, that's really it. But honestly, I'm really looking forward to using Skuntank. Aftermath is a cool ability. I nicknamed him Donald. No, it's not because I think Donald Trump stinks, but he's got some Donald Trump hairdo, you know? You think? So yeah, that's really it for my draft. I really like it. I feel like it'll work pretty good. We got some nice synergy in there. The only thing I'm worried about is I don't really have any outstanding special defensive walls. Like, the majority of my defensive Pokemon are like defensive, not specially defensive. Like Arcanine's usually defensive, Klefki's usually defensive, Gourgei's usually defensive. Same thing with Miltank and Druddigon, and really everything. Klefki, Seismitoad can be Sped F, and I guess Klefki and Miltank as well. But like, I don't have any outstanding special defensive walls, so that might be a problem in the future. So I might have to do some free agents, get a good special wall in there. But yeah, and I don't like, my fairy type isn't the best with just Klefki, but I like Klefki. I think Klefki's good enough. I think it's a bit underrated. So yeah, that's really it for my draft. Let me know what you guys think. Week 1 will go up this weekend. We face Baron and the Paris Porygons. He's got an interesting team. There probably won't be any team builders for this because these are going to go on, actually I might be able to do them because these are going to be uploaded on Monday. So I might be able to do team builders on Sunday. We'll see. We'll see if we'll do team builders or not. Alright, but I'm going to go ahead and end off this video. If you guys are going to be hyped for the TBF, don't forget to click the button down below and get the heck out of here. Hope you guys have a beautiful day.